Hello all. So we have seen a lot of sessions on parameters, and we have explored on how can you make use of parameters with different other concepts like calculated field filters and then display options. We looked into all of these things in the earlier session, and we have definitely understood that parameters is one of the powerful tool which is available in Tableau because it allows one to have a complete insight about the data. Like, you can have a complete exploration of your data as well as the interactivity that Tableau provides to the end users in terms of parameters is something which is very, very commendable. So we have we got this point already now, but now why we are here is that we just wanted to understand about how do you do a what if scenario analysis using your parameters. So first of all, if I have to understand how to do a what if scenario analysis using parameters, first thing is what is the necessity of this what if scenario, or what is the meaning of a what if scenario. See, this is a condition like, you could probably wanted to do a hypothetical analysis with the data that you have it in your hand. What do you mean by a hypothetical analysis is that, of course, you own a store and you have a superstore data with you. Okay. So in your superstore data, obviously you will be having a sales according to a category, according to a region, according to a segment. However you want, you're going to have your sales. But now what I wanted to analyze is that I'm not interested in the regular analysis that I try to do it in terms of for which product, how much sales have happened. I'm not interested in this type of analysis, but I wanted to do a really hypothetical analysis in the sense like, if I would, what would happen if I will stop a business with a particular customer? I just wanted to know it. And also, like, what would happen if we try to improve the sales from 0 to 100%? What's going to happen? So all of these things is what you call it as a hypothetical analysis, and this is what is called as a what if analysis. As the name signifies, what if this condition will if I will take I mean if I'll take a decision on this condition, how it is going to affect me. Okay. Say for example, I decide that I'm just going to close down one of my wing of Big Bazaar. So how it is going to affect my profit? I just wanted to know that. So these kind of things is what you call it as a what if analysis. And when we are trying to do a what if analysis also, having a user interaction is something which is very crucial. So in that sense, when we are doing a what if analysis, if we get an assistance from a parameter, then um, the visualization would become even more interactive, or the what if analysis would become even more interactive. That's the whole idea. And using the what if analysis, what you will be able to see means, you will be able to see the changes that we make in the parameters is going to affect the data. Okay. So that's what is the meaning of a what if analysis. So now that's the basic about what if analysis. Now let's get inside our Tableau environment to understand how this what if analysis is basically working. So to do this, first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a visualization with my order date, and which is in the month, which I will select it as a continuous month, which is my order date. And in my rows, of course, I'm keeping my sales. Okay. So why there is this combination is this we have selected is just because the question that we had in our mind was something related to this, right? So what would happen if I'm going to change the sales from 0 to 100%? Okay, what is going to happen? That's what was the question we had in mind. So it is absolute that if I will take an order date and the sum of the sales as the in my corresponding row and a shelf. Now what I wanted to do was that, of course, I need to do a what if analysis. For that, what I need is basically I'm going to do this using a parameter. So as usual, first thing what you will do is you will just go ahead and try to create your parameter. So here, let me just give the name of the parameter as, let's name it as what if itself. And then the data type, I'm selecting it as integer. Okay. And then here I will try to give a range value. Okay. So the minimum is going to start from a 0. Minimum is going to be from 0, and the maximum could be 100. And also, and step size, I'm just mentioning it as 5. Okay, so every 5 steps this will be taken care. Okay, so now we have created our parameter. Now we can see that the parameter what if is already there. Okay, so you know very well parameters do little on their own because they are independent values. Okay, so which are, because these are not something that we are not generating from the data. These are independent values, but it is controlled by the end user. Okay, so if I have to make this useful, then what I need to do is that I need to integrate this parameters value in a calculated field. So for which I require a calculated field, but first of all. Okay, so the calculated field, what kind of calculation which I'm going to do, I'm going to write that. So let me just give this also as what if sales. Okay, so here what I'm going to do is, what we are interested in is that we just wanted to create a what if analysis that is going to show how our sales would change if they improved by a 0 to 100%. Okay, so there are a lot of ways you can write this calculation actually. So this is one way, like we can put the sales, and then the sales is going to be multiplied by the 1 plus whatever is there in the parameter. So I'll just put the parameter as what if parameter, and then I'm going to divide this by 100. Okay, so you can write this calculation in different ways actually. So this is one way, and it is showing an error because we haven't closed it. Okay, so now the calculated field is also created. Okay, so we have our what if sales is a calculated field, and then we have our parameter, which is our what if parameter. Okay, and so it's done now. Now what we need to do is that obviously we have to make use of these um, parameters and the calculated field which is there, which is we have created in our view. We need to make use of it. Okay, so what we can do is that I'm just going to pull down the I'm just going to remove the sum of sales, and then I'm just going to put in the measure of the values. And from here, let me just remove all of these things and keep only the measures that I require. Basically, the sum of the sales, and the other one is your, this the field, the calculated field value that we have done for the what if analysis, right? So only those two things, let's keep it for the measure values and see how the visualization is going to look. Okay, so we have the sum of the sales as well as we have the what if sales. Two lines are there. Okay, so now we have the sum of the sales and the what if values is here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go here and then I'll just color it. Okay, so here we have the color with us. All right, so this is my what if, yeah, let me just, yeah, it is having my what if sales as well as the sales. Okay, yeah, fine. Now what we have to do is that, um, yeah, what we need to do basically is we just need to, yeah, that's all. In fact speaking, yeah, we have to make use of our parameters here. So we have our parameters here. So let us show our parameter, and we can make a changes here. Yeah, So how the what if sales is going to be changed as I change my parameters, you can observe it here. Okay. So using the parameter, I can just do a what if analysis also. Okay. So this is another way that you can make use of parameters, and this is very interesting. In fact, this is my sales, and for the what if scenario, this is how the sales is going to be yearly wise. And as I, from 0% how it is going to be, and from 5% how the sales is going to be, I can observe that 10% how it is, and 20%, 35% how it is. So we are able to understand this very clearly. So even you can create a what if analysis also by making use of parameter. That's the idea that I wanted to give you. I hope all of you would have enjoyed all the sessions with respect to parameters. And yes, this is very interesting to work with parameters just because of the reason that it gave a lot of user interactive options to us. That's what as a user we require. And with that, I conclude all the sessions in parameters. That's all I have for this session. Thank you.